We are back. Life in Focus. As we start this,
Life in Focus.
I am here. My name is James Hakkany.
I'm Candice Wu.
Candice Wu here, and we are putting life in focus. Right, life through a videographer, talking to my clients, and seeing what life is about. Is that what we're doing? I think.
I think so. I think that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. So let's talk about that. When you work with your clients, James, what exactly do you do for them?
So what I try to do for what I do for my clients is I try to establish them as leaders in their industry, right? So I have clients, that have been in the game 20, 50 years in their industry, but they have no voice. They have no presence. And I try to create that presence for them and give them that voice. To help bring them business, help generate leads, and to help sell their service. What I do and how that kind of works and how that looks like is what I'll do for you is I'll come to you, we'll plan out a day, and we'll film 2-3 months worth of content, and all different type of variety of videos. Like we'll do podcasts like this, we'll do ads, we'll do just a variety of videos to help bring in an audience. And what we'll do is from that amount of content we have, we'll post that through calendars, and that will just generate by itself. It'll go by automated, and it'll start to build your audience slowly. And within the 90 days, I can guarantee you, whatever it is that you do, we can get you new clients, new customers to experience your service.
Nice.
And
What kind of clients?
It really doesn't matter. You can be in whatever entrepreneur, business, education, whatever it is whatever message that you're trying to get out, right? We can help get that out there for you. So like I said, it could be doctors, lawyers, real estate agents, whatever it is. You have a product, service, we'll get it out. We'll help attack your message visually.
Nice.
And get it out there.
So like if you own a shop or like you're a hairdresser or a dentist,
exactly,
anybody really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to be a leader in your field. You want to be considered as an expert or a professional. We'll help you do that and make you stand out.
Nice. Do you work with SEO as well, or is it mainly the content?
Search engine optimization? Yeah, it's all part of the marketing package. You want to definitely know your demographics, your analytics on the back end, your Google stuff, to help generate and help make the ads move better and more fluent.
Nice. And you do Facebook ads or Instagram ads.
Exactly.
Do you work with TikTok?
Yep, all of it. That what sucks too is because TikTok is going to be banned in the beginning of the year, so it's not going to be no longer.
Oh, is that official now?
Yeah. They're not going to have it, but all the platforms.
Yeah.
I work with all the platforms to drive your message and to help bring you in clients.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. It's been really effective, and it's not hard. You know what I mean? It's just it's having the professional edits and being consistent with your posts, right? And we help you do that. A lot of people are busy; they don't have the time for it, and what we'll do is we'll handle it and we'll take that for you at a really reasonable cost too, like not even expensive. So.
Nice. So you have different packages for what people are looking for? Or
sure, and we have we have retainer
sort
packages.
Of tailored?
Yeah, it's tailored to that
Okay.
client. We do have retainer packages where we come out once a month or twice a month, depending on what we want, what you need, and how fast you want to get there.
Nice.
But yeah, dude, it's I love it. I can't tell you for me, it's what it's all about. You know what I mean? Let's get some work done.
That's you. Let's get some work done. That's your line.
Yeah.
QPS. Let's get some work done.
It's it's a thing. And as time goes in the future, you know what I mean? It's a necessity. I mean, look at my boy Ace over here, man. This is so important. This is the future. Everyone's going to want to do this at one certain point or time. Everyone has a message that they want to get out. Every professional needs a reliable outlet, You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? That they can depend upon. So why not, man? Like, why not create this for them so they can do what they need to do?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And this kind of content is just so timeless in a way. And people will look and scroll and look back on all the content. And,
Yeah. And who knows what you can attract?
yeah.
What knows what client you can get after that? You know what I mean? Like,
Or what partnership or collaboration or fun thing that could come out of it.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so we have to keep those doors open. We have to keep them wide open. And we have to keep a constant flow going through that, right? Like,
I think that's probably what people have trouble with who do it on their own. It's
yeah.
like continuing to
Yeah,
create it and
exactly.
keep doing it and
Yeah.
stay consistent. I know I have trouble with that.
Yeah, and then that's what we're here for, and we're here to help you with that consistency, you know, to get you to that next level. It's so hard to do it on your own, man. Like, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
you need help.
Yeah. I mean, it's an investment
Yeah,
in your business or whatever you're doing.
right.
And then that's going to give its returns.
And that in
You
itself is
can
kind
spend your time
and
doing
that
something else.
and that to me is kind of weird too. Like, why wouldn't you want to invest? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't you want to take that time? You know what I mean? Try. I mean, I know it's not for everyone, but you know, take it under consideration. Like, you know what I mean? We're here to help you do something that's could possibly bring you a lot of money into your future.
Yeah. Well,
Or
what
a lot of
stops
benefits.
people?
I mean,
You
it's
know?
just anything. It's just the camera shy. I
Oh,
know
there's a lot of that
I don't
probably.
know
Yeah.
what to say. Or is it worth it? Or you know what I mean? Yes, it's worth it, dude. Like, come on.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't know if you're
It's so
going to be like
obvious.
interviewing them. That's obviously like what the
Yeah.
podcast is in a way, but you're so easy to talk to. I think you can really help people get out of their shell with that, or at least feel comfortable. You know,
Yeah, or at
That's
least
gonna be no
get a
problem.
message out. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like if you're the best real estate agent out there, tell me why you're the best real estate agent, and everyone
Yeah.
else can see it. You know what I mean? And let's talk about why you're the best, or why you want to be the best, or all that, anything. So I think there's room for everyone, right? Like, there's no specific genre we're
Yeah.
aiming at here.
Yeah, and for some people, it's money, like fearing that they don't have the money to invest, or maybe just not seeing
The
where it
value.
could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it could be valuable, or where it could give them returns that are greater than that actual money spent
hmm
at some point.
Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest objection. But
Or like, do you get like the I can do it myself mentality?
you do, and
Yeah,
then but you
or-
get a lot of the people. A lot of it is I still gonna do it the way that I want to do it, right? Where you know there's a proven successful method, right? You post 3 to 5 times a week.
Yeah.
You have a variety of different posts. Each post, you know, there has to be an ad post, there has to be a fun post, there has to be like an asking post, a post for pain. You know what I mean? That post you that you fulfill people's pains or whatnot. There's got to be a certain map of posts that you got to do. But then what I find is that people are just stubborn, man. People are like, oh, I don't like it. I gotta do it the way I want to do it. I want to do it like this, or you know, and that doesn't work. Like your method
just doesn't work.
Yeah, it just doesn't work.
Well,
Like, you know,
otherwise it would have.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be here if that worked, you know what I mean? So
Huh. Yeah.
people are stuck in their ways. Like people are like and they think their ways are successful. Like I had this one client, right, where she's like, "James, I need a video. I want drone and I want to show it." Like I'm like, "Okay, you can do it. We'll bring the
Yeah.
drone out. We'll make this video. But what do you do? Are you promoting the business or are you promoting your service?" You know what I mean? You need to ask people to come and do your service. You know, but she just wanted to highlight the place. She just wanted to highlight what she was doing in that place.
Oh, she didn't want to like be in it, maybe.
Yeah,
or,
she didn't
like,
want to be. She didn't want to be in it. She didn't feel
Yeah.
comfortable like to be in the video at that moment. She talked about like, oh, I really want to do something like that. But it was her style of, I just want to highlight the places that I'm working on, and that's it. Where I'm like, you're not asking for any business. You're not asking, hey, my cleaning service or my this or that is, you know, this much or. We're available to do it here, this or you're just nothing about my service and you coming together. It's just look at what I'm doing, right? There's nothing like asking, do you need my service? Or there's nothing that's saying,
connecting that bridge with
connecting
like
that
what
bridge.
they could offer.
And it's just like, dude, like how do I explain it to you? Like just try to put. They have these options on here for buttons. Message me, you know what I mean? Leave us
Right.
contact
like
us.
a literal direct
Yeah.
connection.
Like do that. Use these things.
Yeah.
And
So yeah, what's your message to people who feel any one of those ways, like feel stubborn or feel scared or feel
Just
like
stop, man. Just stop. You know what I mean?
just stop.
Just stop doing it. Like this, you know what I mean? And just be open. Like
Just be open.
who
Yeah.
cares? It's a
Just try
post,
it.
bro. It's a post. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's people out there like they're so like, no, I can't post this. No, what do you mean? Who cares? It's just it doesn't have to look it's gonna be like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it feels like life or death sometimes for people, right?
yeah, it's
Like,
like
oh my gosh, this
it's not,
post.
yeah, it's just a post, bro. Like I've had relationships like break up because of posts. I had family members just like, who cares?
Oh
Like,
yeah, you mentioned that
dude,
before.
it's nuts. Like, just like they hate me because I posted something. It's just a post. Like, it's not gonna affect your day any other day. Like, it's not gonna do anything. Like, it's not gonna change my mind or nothing. It may alter a perception or two, but dude, it's just a post. It's just a
So
post.
kind of like lighten up about all
Yeah.
the pressure that's put around
Yeah.
posting and like putting content out or like
Yeah. Just
like people are afraid to, to speak. It's scary.
it's ridiculous.
It's scary sometimes.
It is. And then
Were you ever afraid of that?
no,
No?
no,
You just
absolutely
like
not. I am the
came
type.
into this life without any fear about that.
I swear to you, like I like to write. You know, I'm a writer. I write poetry, and I like to write my feelings. Like I'm a big like I'll write my feelings out, whatever I'm feeling. I'll put it into a rhyme. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll make it personal. I'll make it deep. I'll make it funny, whatever it is at that time. But I'll let it out, and for me, it's therapeutic. Like to me, it's just like I don't care who's gonna read it. My 15 people that like my thing, who's like who cares? Like it doesn't matter. Like it's like just something a release to me that I let go, and I can go back in time. Like I can go back on my timeline and just read some of my shit that I felt like 10 years ago, 20, like 15 years ago, and I'm like wow, and what a big difference, what a growth. Like I don't feel that way anymore.
Yeah, you don't seem to have judgment for yourself about that or
No,
like
why?
shame or like
No, there's no shame. What,
fear.
there would be
A
no
lot of people have that.
how? There would be no movies. There would be
I
no
know,
poetry. There would
right?
be if people did that. There would be no songs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Post it. Who cares? Who knows what could happen? I'm not gonna judge you. And if you judge me, please leave me alone. Like I don't need you in my life. If you're a judger,
Yeah.
like I don't need a judge.
Yeah.
I got God to judge me. That's who I'm waiting for. Anybody else? I mean, screw off. Like who cares? I'm working here. This is me. I'm letting you know who I am. Like you know what I mean? Like
You're showing up.
yeah, like and it's all that's what it's for.
Yeah.
It's not made only for sharing memes and stupid jokes and just political reviews. I don't you know what I mean? It's made for you to express yourself. Facebook, it's a YouTube, like it's for you to be able to express your feelings and not be held back by anybody by that. You know what I mean? Or the system or whatever. Like just be free, man.
Well, you're similar to me in a way where like you have your business, but you also just put yourself in a full way into the world. Like I don't show everything of my world to the public, but I like to show up as a whole person, like a whole authentic person
Yeah.
with all these parts of myself that are important to me. And like you share your poetry, you share your music.
I do it all. Yeah, I don't care. And
Yeah,
and
you
some
just
of it
put it
hurts
all
me.
out there.
Like some of it hurts me. Some of it's like not professional enough. Like some of it doesn't reach the bar. Like sometimes like some of my songs
Yeah.
or my video edits or I just throw it out. Like I don't care. I'm just doing it for fun. I'm not doing it for the money of it or anything. I'm just doing it to show you, hey, I can do this and I'm pretty good at it. You know what I mean? That's the only reason why I do. Like I do it because and I really, really enjoy it. Like I like it. And so that's all that matters. That's all that matters. And as long as I get better, right?
Yeah.
I've been posting relentlessly my creative work from digital art, everything. And some of it's hurt me. Some of it's like, James, what the heck is this?
Like
this-
people come
yeah,
to you.
this is not right. Like this is not good. You know what I mean?
Didn't you say you had like a family situation that
Yeah,
kind
dude.
of
I had I wrote something about just like my personal experience in a past, like in our past. that
yeah,
my
in
sister,
your family life.
Yeah, in my family life that my sister actually went through, but it had affected me as a child,
Yeah.
and she took it personal. Like she really like it hurt her. It affected her. She's a private person, and so
Was it about her or
it
was
wasn't.
it
No,
about?
it wasn't about her. It was just a segment that happened that she was involved in.
Okay, so
Right.
yeah.
And so she was worried, like, oh, people are gonna find out, people are gonna do this. I'm like, who, bro? who cares? It's 20 years ago. Who nobody like. It doesn't matter. I understand it. Your privacy. Like I'm sincere to it. I'm empathetic. I get it. But at the same time, it's my journey too, and I'm not ashamed of it. And
Mm-hmm.
if I feel the need, I need to share it for my own personal growth. Then I'm going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do it. And I'm sorry if that offends you or not. And I mean, we did have like a little falling out when that happened, but we're over that now. We moved past it. But I understand it. I don't do it. I didn't do it again after that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mention anything or do anything at that sort. But for me, I needed to let that poem go because it was a lot of my things that were holding me back. Like, you know what I mean? Like things I didn't
Yeah.
understand about my life and things I didn't, you know what I mean? And at my age now, like I don't want to be held back by stupid insecurities
Yeah.
that don't matter. Shit that happened to me when I was 6, 7 years old shouldn't affect my life now, right? I should have control. I should have emotion over it. I should have all control over it, and just be like, it's okay, like it happened. It shouldn't alter my thought process and make me depressed or think back, how could this happen to me? No, dude, it's over. Like, you know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
stay on the mission, stay on the drive, man, and just stay focused on what's going on and be able to release everything else that's holding you back. I'm a creative person. I love to be creative. And if I can express any type of creativity that comes out within myself that has to do with my past or anything, I'm a
Mm-hmm.
winner. I'm winning because that memory now is a piece of art instead
Yeah.
of a stain in my brain, if that makes sense.
Yeah. There's this awesome Regina Spektor like rap song.
Yeah.
It's called The Consequence of Sound. And to me, she speaks of that. She's like speaking about what's festering inside that's unspoken. And that's a lot of my work too with people is like what's unspoken, what lives in your cells, what lives in your bones, in your tissues, literally as dis-ease or um, muscle tension or pain or something or heartache that just didn't get spoken or felt through or honored in some way.
Hmm.
And yeah, you're doing that with your poetry all the time in your music. You're just honoring pieces of yourself, letting them move through.
And people hate it. People hate it.
What do you mean?
People hate it. I've dated.
Why?
I'll tell you. I dated girls, right? Like I've been blessed. You know, I'm very humbly saying like I don't have a problem with the dating scene. Like I've always been able to
Mm-hmm.
date somebody. I've been, to go out, whatever, have a girlfriend, and I'll tell you, like they'll start off like, "Oh, James, I love your poetry. You're just a great writer. You're just wonderful." And then when it comes out, like you want to write about them, or you're writing about a predicament about them,
Oh no.
and it's just like, and it's all fun. It's all fun. Like it's all like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's just the truth. It's
Yeah,
it's
you're
authentic
just
truth that we're just sitting there talking. And once they see that about them, it's a whole different story, right? They love the other love poems like I put out there, right? Like all the but when I do like something sarcastic about our moments that we are together, or
yeah.
something that's pretty harsh that when we're together we're going through, you can't post that. No, you're friends with my people. You can't. What? Like now, all of a sudden, now I got to put a muzzle on because I'm friends with you. When you first came out to me, like you
And you
came,
loved it.
yeah, and you loved me for it. And now that I'm writing
You
some
speak too
stupid,
much truth.
yeah, who cares, man?
Not too much from, I like that, but like I see why people could get
Oh
uncomfortable
God,
because
very
it's like
uncomfortable.
very truthful
Yeah,
and
very
it
truthful,
provokes.
and it provoke, and they're just scared of it. They're scared of it, and it changes their perspective. Now, all of a sudden, why are you posting so much? Why are you expressing your what? Are you really coming at me like
Because
that?
now it's scary.
Yeah, and now you're like, dude, don't come because that just me turns me off, and I'm done with it now. Right now, it makes me want to write even more. You know what I
You're
mean?
like, I'm gonna write a poem about this.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's how I like to do it. And that's how the feelings I like to write when I do that. Like I'm writing just whatever I'm feeling at that moment, letting it out.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's fire and sometimes it's just stupid. But at the same time it's a release. And that's
Mm-hmm.
the way I like to release. You know what I mean? And so it's not a cup of tea for everyone,
Mm-hmm.
but it's definitely a cup of tea for me and it works.
Nice.
Hmm.
I've been writing music lately.
Love it.
Yeah.
Music is awesome. What
It
kind of music? Well, you play the drums, the bongo. Was it what kind of
I
drum
play
is that?
djembe
Djembe.
a little bit. Yeah, it's really
You
fun.
should have brought that with you.
Oh, why didn't I?
I know. You should have brought it out a little bit. Maybe the
That'd
next
have
one.
been fun. Yeah, so I play a little djembe, but yeah, I write music. I try to play the piano.
What
Yeah,
you want to sing me something?
no,
No.
no.
Um.
But I just I'm get really inspired by what you're saying because I don't always try to like channel everything I'm feeling through my music or through my writing. It ends up just moving and then it's gone. Sometimes I think to myself, like all these things that have healed through me, like I could go back and maybe write something about it, but then it doesn't feel alive. So then
Yeah.
I just leave it. And then I'm like, if I heal all this stuff, there'll be nothing to write about. So then I get to what can I write about joy or like other things?
Yeah.
So I'm just like finding my way with that.
Do it.
But, some of the songs that have come through have mostly come from pain or something that
Experience. Yeah.
was intriguing about a moment.
And
So,
and I'm sorry to cut you off, but I hate when somebody is like, "No, keep that in, hide that.
mhm.
Don't tell nobody about that."
Who says
What?
that?
Every insecure person in the world, everyone that has fear, everyone
I
has
mean,
fear of anyone knowing about anything about them.
I guess I've said that to myself too.
Yeah,
You know,
and even that you've implemented the actions where you don't want people to know things, and you've hidden them, and you've cut off these gems from the world, these
yeah.
gem thoughts, these gem words, bro. It's
Gem words,
you,
gem thoughts.
like
I like
yeah,
that.
like you cut them off from the world. Like why would you do that?
What's going on in your life like now, like these days, that is alive for you or coming up for you or something that you might write a poem about or would write something,
Right
what's
now,
happening for you now?
I'm huge. Like I'm huge on relationship. Like I'm huge on writing about relationships. Like what I'm going through in a relationship right now.
Mm.
So if I were to I haven't wrote right now because my creative space right now is all in this and like the editing and directing and all this stuff right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if I were to write anything right now, I'd probably be about like my business trials and tribulations, like what I'm going through.
What are you going through? We can
I,
do an improv poem right now.
yeah,
Let's go, James.
I can just like do a freestyle.
Yeah, freestyle poem.
I don't know. Like
Talk me into it.
I don't know. Like you would have. I would like. I don't know. I couldn't say like. But it's important. I think the whole point of it is like it's just important to have a release and to not let anyone take that release from you, no matter what it is. Like you know what I mean? Like if I have an outlet to channel my anger or channel my emotional challenges or whatever, you should explore that and
Mm-hmm.
master it. And you know what I mean? Because that
Mm-hmm.
channel is what's important. Like that, if you maintain that, because that's going to draw people to you. It's going to you're not the only one. And if
Mm-hmm.
you can express that, you're gonna attract people that think like you. And
Yeah, I found that on my podcast a lot. The days that I was so early on when I first started it, I was like, I'm only going to do the podcast when it inspires me or as long as it inspires me. It wasn't really for marketing purposes or like I knew it would end up being supportive to that,
Mhm.
but the intention had to come from my inspiration.
right.
And I did keep to that. I felt really excited about that. And the days that I knew something was really coming up through me that could be just helpful for others, but also so vulnerable for me to share.
Hmm.
And I actually did it. Those were the podcast episodes that people would latch onto. And I would get emails from strangers in other countries being like, that spoke to me.
That's what's so
That
important.
is exactly what I needed to hear, or that is so helpful to hear you're going through this and what you did for it. And I just know I'm not alone, or wow, like that's how I experienced it. I never knew anyone could think that way too. And it was just so powerful. Like it really drew people to me at that time when I'd share it. And it was the scariest thing. Like really personal things. Like really personal things my body would go through or emotionally I'd go through. And you know, in psychology school, which is part of my training, as I said, I have a lot of different embodied modalities and different ways that I work with people that are not so formal in the psychology realm. But in the psychology realm, you're taught to be, there's different modalities, of course, within that, but in a lot of ways, you're taught not to disclose a lot to your clients, not to be so forthright or like authentic. You want to be authentic, but you also don't want to share all this stuff. And some people think about it as like being a blank canvas. Not everyone, not every therapist or every modality, but there's just ways that's in the training that you don't share.
Yeah.
Stuff that's like really deep to you. And there are reasons for that too sometimes. If I were to share certain things and my client has the same issue, they may feel like I can't help them because I'm in it too. Whereas someone else might feel like, oh, you're a human and I can talk to you and relate to you. So it just affects people so differently.
Right.
And I get why there are reasons to not disclose certain things. But that's part of the training I came from. And then here I am wanting to share about having a UTI and what it spiritually led to.
Yeah.
And how I moved through it and how much pain I was in Bali when I was in this relationship that contributed to that whole process of what I was learning.
Wow.
You know, and what I was feeling in the earth at that time in Bali. Like it was really hot. And I felt like my body was experiencing that too. It was like all lighting up at the same time. And it just felt so personal, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of times people have a hard time even telling that to their therapist or their doctor or a loved one close to them. And here I am sharing it on the podcast, knowing that like many people will listen to it. So all that to say, every time I did it was so rewarding.
It's where the money's at. It's just the deeper and personal you can get, the more people you're going to attract because they're going through the exact same thing you're going through.
And it was personally rewarding. It was like, oh, I don't need to feel shame about that, or I don't need to feel nervous about sharing in the end. You know, I felt it, okay. But then having gone through it, it's like, that's okay.
Yeah.
And we want more vulnerability and authenticity in the world. And all these things that we're going through are just pieces of our human experience. It's just all part of it. And the way that I work with people is every single part of the body and energy and imagination, thoughts, things that you perceive and sense, it can all be what leads you to yourself.
100%. 100%. I'm finding out as I get older is the more I expose my vulnerabilities, the more I expose these vulnerabilities, the stronger that I get, the more immune I become to them. Yeah. You know what I mean? The more less power they have, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I get it. I understand why people want to hide it. Like, they're insecure, their vulnerabilities. And my advice is to that would be just attack them, attack your vulnerability, attack your insecurities. Because
what do you mean? What do you do? Like, what does that mean? Attack them.
Attack them. Like, don't let them attack you. Your insecurities or your fears, they're attacking you. Like, they're holding you back, right? So I would attack them. If I'm scared of heights, I'm going to attack that height. I'm going to go to the highest mountain and look down for hours until I'm not scared of heights anymore. That's how I'm going to attack it. And that's with anything else, right? Like, until I get used to it or until that nausea just goes away, I'm going to attack that until, if that's something that I want, right? Like, if I want to not be afraid of heights anymore, I'm going to go to high points and just look down and try to get my fear out of there. Same thing with anything else in life. Like, whatever is holding you back, attack it. Look it in the face. Look it in the eye, and say you're not going to affect me. And that's with anything. Like, and so it's hard. It's harder said than done. But at the same time, if you're aware of it, you can take the proper small baby steps to get there.
What's an example of something that was hard for you to attack or to face head on?
It's a good one. One big thing for me was acceptance. I wanted to be accepted by the world, right? Like
Yeah.
I come from this. I'm half black, half Lebanese, and so I'm born in that world. There was a lack of acceptance, right? Because I'm a mixed baby. Um, Genres, what I mean, didn't clash. Black and Lebanese, Arabic people just didn't mate together at that time. So I was a special breed. Like that's where my special child of the universe comes in, right? Child of the moon. And so I'm a mixed kid growing up, and growing up in an Arabic family, and growing up in a society that just wasn't ready for it, right? A mixed kid, Arabic, black, in the early '80s was kind of weird, but at the same time,
Here you
just
are.
yeah, here I am. So I think for me it was acceptance and just being accepted, wanting to be accepted, and not feeling different, right?
But you
And
are so
I'm
different.
so different until
You
until
are so different.
yeah,
Yeah.
and until I learned to embrace that difference and to really accept it and to know my uniqueness as a mixed Lebanese man. At that time was very unique, and I embraced it. And I embraced it in high school. I took advantage of it, and I shined. Like I just did it. Like I attacked it. Like I'm gonna be, what I mean, I'm
You
not gonna be.
claimed it.
Yeah, I'm not going to be this guy that's ashamed of who I am. I'm going to be a guy that's proud of who I am. Right, proud of my mixture, proud of because I'm unique. I was, you know what I mean. I was the only mixed kid in my high school. I was the only mixed black kid, and all through school. Like I was the only. I went to an all white school. I went to Star Elementary, at that time. You know what I mean? So it was just like growing up and trying to be accepted and not trying to. Oh, it was crazy. Moving to an all Arabic city, right, and trying to convince these not convince these people to let these people know, hey, I'm Arabic too. Like I speak Arabic. I speak Arabic better than you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just like, what do
Was
you
that
think?
surprising for
Yeah.
them?
Oh God. Oh God. What? Sure? You're Arabic?
Are you sure?
No.
Did they
What?
test you?
Yeah. Like, what are you talking? Like, what's wrong with you, bro? Like, you know what I mean? I've
Yeah.
never seen one like you before.
Oh my
Like,
goodness.
come
Yeah.
on. Like, come on. It's so stupid. And it's just like, and it's
How did
just
that
like,
make you feel at the
dude, it
time?
was telling you, like, it was like, I had a thing with being accepted, like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
I
I
probably
hid
felt
it,
bad.
you know what I mean? But it was a thing that drove me, like, where, no, you gotta be accepted in my crew if you wanna be part, you know what I mean? Like, that's just how I did it. Like,
It's like you not only claimed yourself, like who you were, but you claimed that you also have a right to this space. Like
oh, dude, I
a
ran it.
right
I ran
to,
with it. Dude,
yeah,
I ran
to
with it. I
belonging.
ran with it. Moving to Dearborn as a mixed kid in the early '90s was just you. I don't know how anybody could done it. Could have done it. But I look back at myself. I'm like, damn, I did do it. They try to jump me. They try to like, they say I'm not Arabic. They're not saying that you're black. You're, the N word. Blah blah blah. It's just, dude. It was craziness. But I had a crew. I had a great crew of guys. I had a great crew of friends I grew up with in Dearborn. We stuck together. We killed it. Like we had it so like where it was like crews wanted to come hang out with us. Like other crews wanted to come be with us, and you know what I mean.
Yeah,
And
they're posses.
yeah, and I ran with it, and I did it. I killed it. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I was a very confident kid in high school. I was in choir, basketball, football. Like I did it all. I sang, danced. I did it all, and I ran with it. I really did. I ran with it, and gave me my confidence. It gave me my ammo to attack, my insecurities, and yeah, I wouldn't change it.
There's like a lot of choice in what you're saying. You really know that you have agency.
Mm, I think so. Yeah.
Because a lot of times I experience people feel like this is just the way things are, or um, I can't change that. But the way you talk about your life, it's like you can just make a choice and try it and run with it, like you say, or stand up in it and then see what happens. That's how I perceive what you're saying.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you have to play. If you're going to play, you have to play with the cards you're dealt with. And you're going to
Some
have to.
people just don't play.
Yeah, well, you have to. I mean, if you don't play, then you're going to miss out on life.
You do.
You miss
Some
out.
people do, and
Yeah,
I
you,
have
you,
sometimes.
You go out through life with, you just go through life in regret your whole life. You're not playing. That's just it.
Yeah,
Life
at least
is
you got to try.
life is a game you have to play. Like, you just have to play. You have to get into the game. You have to love, relationship works. It's a game. It's words you have to use with people, and you have to use these words and in a certain way to get what you want and what you need and for you to help others. I mean, so
Yeah, well, I think that goes to spirituality for me. I mean, or even taking that word out, it goes to what am I here for? Like, and who do I believe I am?
yeah,
Yeah, what do you think about that topic?
I think yeah. I mean, I am. I'm here. I'm here. For me, I know that answer for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I know it. I struggled with it for a long time. I didn't know it like in my early 30s. Definitely didn't know in my 20s, but now I can answer that question honestly and be like, I am here to create. I am here to help. Like, my skill set and the things that I hear are to help people,
Mm-hmm.
right? And my and I'm here to be creative. I'm here to let you know and show you what's inside of me. Like, that's my purpose, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm made to do. That's what I'm doing now.
No
That's
need to
all. That's
apologize for
all I love
that.
to do. Like, that's all I love to do is like I love to show what's inside of me, and in a creative way, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's on your work for you or anything else. So I know my purpose, and now it's just mastering it, and it's just like going down that, okay, developing and just becoming the person that you're really meant to be.
So you've mentioned God a couple of times. What is God to you?
God is everything. God is everything. Um, and in my 40s, I'm just now getting closer to Him. Right, I'm getting closer to my religion. Um, I'm Muslim. I'm Muslim more by name now, but I'm learning to be Muslim by practice, if that makes sense, right? So I'm trying to do my pillars. I'm trying to live. I'm really evolving into this person that I want to be a good guy. I want to be a good person. I want to live a good life. And so, Islam for me has these rules. It has this structure um, that I can follow. You know what I mean? And it's got these pillars that I can kind of lean on. And I love, God is everything. I can't, my whole journey, everything to me is God. Like, God, God knows my journey. He knows my next step. He knows, everything that's written. It's down for me. So I appreciate Him. I love Him. I pray to Him. I, I just want to be the best person I can possibly be. It's hard. It's so hard. You know what I mean? Like, even I want to be a good speaker. I don't want to swear when I talk. Like, you know what I mean? These little things, like, and uh, I wouldn't be anywhere without God. Like, I just wouldn't. I don't think He's so important. It's just such an important factor. And for me, like, spiritually, he's my go-to. Like, if I'm struggling or if I'm in any type of emotional stress, I just pray. I go, I pull out my prayer rug, pull out the Quran, and it's so crazy with the Quran, right? Like, you open this thing up, you open the book, and to any page, and somehow wherever you're reading it, it relates to you in that moment. I can't explain it. Like, it's just a phenom. Like, if I'm having a problem, and I just need just like a recenter,
Mm-hmm.
right? I just gotta get my thoughts back into it. Just a recenter. I'll open up the Quran, man, and random page, whatever it is, even though I've read the whole things. I've created a YouTube channel visualizing the whole Quran.
Oh yeah, I saw.
Yeah, so like it's crazy. Like I turned the whole Quran into like a movie. Like everything that it says,
The
like
whole thing?
yeah, like
That's a
I'm
lot.
almost done with it. I'm
That's a
almost done
lot
with
of movie. Is it all published out there?
it.
People can find it?
Half of it. Yeah, it's on there right now. It's the
Whoa.
channel's called Hafiz Tafsir or Tafsir Hafiz, and it's like I made this faceless name page, everything, and so and what I did it's dude, it's just I read the whole book front to back, and it's literally life changing. It does change your life. Like it does broaden your perspective, because when you're reading these verses, and you're reading these words, they do hit you. They hit you in a way, whatever you're going through at that time, it's relating. And I don't know the magic. I don't know how the magic of it works like that,
Mm-hmm.
but it is goosebumping. Like it gives you
Mm.
goosebumps, right?
Nice.
And so that's become. And the more I dive into that, and the more I've put my creative work with it, with the YouTube channel and stuff, it's just brung me closer. Like it's just like it's like a magnet, and it's just like here I was, this wild guy. I love to drink, I love to smoke, I love women, I love doing all this stuff. But then now I find myself in my 40s. I'm like, no, I need more of this. I need more of this, and less of that.
Why?
It's just time. It's time. Like I don't know. I want to call it maturity, or I don't know what it. I don't know. It's just time. Like because all the other stuff is getting old, and this stuff is really interesting.
Uh,
Like you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it's the power of it is really interesting. The magnetism is really like the truth of it is really like wow, really? Is this what is you know what I mean? So I'm just diving into it. You know what I mean? I'm just getting in. I don't want to say I'm religious. I'm just no. I'm spiritual, and I'm learning, and I'm getting into my religion more and more and more, and I love it. Like you know what I mean? Before I was like I'm not ready. You know what I mean? Where I'm not gonna pray
Yeah.
5 times a day, or I'll pray one time. Well, no, I'm there. Like I'm getting it. I'm doing it. And I'm trying. And now I'm getting my son involved, and he's respecting that more, and he's liking it, and I'm opening up doors for him just in that avenue, just of thought.
Mm,
Where
nice.
I could do it. But God is definitely very, very, very big part of my life, especially now. He just gets bigger and bigger as days go by because he's the main person I'm talking to throughout my day,
Mm-hmm.
praying, um, just recapping. Just it's very big. How about you?
I feel like anything that gets you in connection with self, like big S self, like you're beyond and the wholeness of everything, that connection, let's do that. Whatever divine is, or some people use the word holy or totality or the great spirit, just whatever lets you access that feeling of connection with source. I'm for that.
Nice.
Yeah. So I tend to use more of those kinds of words like source, like my connection with source. Um, I believe that I am one aspect of all possibility.
Oh, explain.
It comes more from my learning with yoga and tantra, but the word om, or the sound, the vibration of om is all possibility, all probability. Everything that's possible. Everything could be possible. And we're all that. That's what our makeup is. That is what we come from. That is we're just one way of being out of an endless amount of ways of being. And you're another aspect, So everything we see around us is us. We're just one facet of it. So as a creator here on this planet, I have been other places, and this experience here is very, very powerful in the way that like we can create who we're being, and we create the world around us. We can literally change anything around us. I don't think we can, as one person, can change all of it or need to, but what is personally aligned to me is for me to do. Or what's bringing me, for me, it's that delight and excitement and joy that guides my life. You mentioned being a creator and like wanting to bring your expression here. That's similar to me. Like I feel like the more I'm in my own joy, the more it actually lifts other people around me. Not that either one is more of the point. I mean, I think a lot of times people think they're here to help others, and that's really delightful to me too, to support other people. But I find that what I'm truly here for is my full self-expression and my joy. And the fact that everyone can be here for that if they want to. It is a choice to get to know yourself from wherever you are, even if you're in really challenging situations, you still have your breath, you still have a moment to see what it is that is happening here. And I think all these experiences that are challenging and that are joyful are meant for us to see, not meant, but we created them to see who we are and to see who we aren't.
Yeah.
And to see what we created as an experiment. Some experiments are devastating and they're really painful. Some are really joyful. And I mean, down to like an experiment of like, I'm gonna be the person who feels not enough and that I have to fulfill things in order to gain my worthiness or to feel enough. I have to do things. So I played with that for a long time in my life, and it was suffering. Down to, from that all the way up to like being violent or destroying things. Like who are you being if you're in that place? What have you created? What have you created if you're experiencing that as like a victim?
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're all just in a multitude of ways understanding what creation is and how we are an aspect of God. If you're going to use the word God, to me, we're an aspect of it.
Yeah.
And we have the same powers, and we're doing it every single moment of the day. And if we connect fully in a really like as much as you can every day, or expand into that connection with source, then we're more and more aligned with that full ability to create.
I'm with you. Sure.
And you can create anything. And to me, there's no shame about what you create. It's all an experiment. Yes, there's pain though. Yes, there's consequence.
But it's part of the game.
Yeah.
Like you got to be able to take the good with the bad and
Right.
make it all work good together. I like it. It's nice.
Well, sometimes we just create bad.
God is cool, man. Like
There's that
I think
not
religion,
bad, but I don't know. I don't like to think about good and bad.
yeah.
I think about what is it that you created? Why? What are you doing with that? Are you enjoying it?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I think religion is really important, like for a human. Like,
Yeah, say more.
I mean, you don't have to believe in like in a particular, you know, God, but I think just having religion, gives you that moral base, right? Or just that that way of living, like the commandments or like those rules, that structure.
Well, that's interesting because I'm actually saying I don't really believe in morality.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not criticizing that you do. So
Yeah. No.
like
No.
we can talk about it.
Yeah.
But what I found is that all of it is worthy. What we call the good and the bad is not good and bad. It's painful or joyful, or it brings certain feelings, but there's a reason we're wanting to explore it here on this planet. And it's beyond good and bad. Like, I don't think there's a right way to be. I think that unless you say the right way to be is be you.
Well, no, you don't feel like, I mean, there is a way. I feel like there is a right way. Like, there is,
Yeah.
you know, you shouldn't steal, you don't kill, lie. You know, there's a way of living, right?
Well, I'm not advocating for doing those things because I don't like how I feel when I do them.
I'm with you, but a lot of people do, right?
Yeah.
And then, or a lot of people feel content doing those things. And so, and what I'm saying
And it's
is,
their prerogative. I believe in the freedom.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
So,
do.
okay.
So it's their prerogative to experience that and then experience the consequences of that, or what does, or maybe there were reasons that we do not know of that compelled that, or what is the way of being that's behind that? What are the beliefs that are behind that? It's just another format to see yourself.
But you have to worry about the consequences towards other people, though, right? If
Well, I do personally.
Yeah.
But not everyone does, James.
I'm with you.
So
That's why
you're saying they should.
yeah, could have
And
the
I'm
moral.
saying, well, the should or not, they aren't, some of them, right?
To
And
be in a
that's their
community,
choice.
though, like how do you live with these people in a community? You can't.
Well, what do you mean? Say more.
Without if
What do you mean?
someone doesn't have the morals, like to say somebody has the right, like they don't want to.
If someone is stealing from me,
yeah, how does
if
that
I
person-
could have a chance to like sit with them, if it felt aligned for me, if it felt right to like for me to sit with them and talk about that, then maybe I would. Or maybe I would be really upset and violated. I would have my own experience, right?
Yeah, but
So I would have an experience of something, but I also could make a bridge of like, what happened for you? Like, why did you need to steal?
because I'm a thief, I steal. That's what I do. That's what I like to do.
Okay.
So how do you implement me into the community?
Well, you already exist. You're worthy of existing.
I do. I get it. But do I
But
still
is
live
there a consequence? Sure, there could be a consequence.
for being a thief? And
Yeah,
then
like you'll have to pay for that.
Yeah, I get it. So
So there's still consequences. It just doesn't mean I'm gonna
the consequences will be
call
the rules.
something. I mean, okay, in a society, I get that there are like ways that we just not convenience, but for application, maybe we say that's wrong or that's right. And if it's wrong, here are the consequences. If it's right, here are the consequences, right? But I'm talking like on a spiritual level, like beyond a society, like the existence of your being here on this planet.
I get it.
Being, like, let me just elaborate a little further,
Yeah.
being that like you have the ultimate freedom to create that experience and to feel what that's like.
I get it.
And you will get to see the consequences. If you never experience
Good
the
or bad.
suffering of
Yeah.
that, then you've really missed out on, well, I don't know if that stealing means suffering. Maybe it means something else for someone else. But whatever it is for that person, which I may not know of, if they don't see themselves and like really understand what they're creating here, then maybe they've missed a chance to see themselves. Is everyone here for that? Maybe not. So, I also will not apply that to everyone necessarily, but I think we would miss out on really understanding our creative power.
Do you go to like the church or anything?
No, I don't go to church.
You
No.
don't, you don't like claim like any type of like Christianity or anything like that?
No. I grew up, my parents didn't really believe in anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we never talked about God.
Wow. That's not, wow. That to me,
Yeah.
like I come from a family that's prayed 5 times a day. And
Wow,
you
really?
yeah, my mom would be
Oh,
like,
so it's very woven into your life.
dude, my mom, one time, so I'd be like, what, 6th grade, and I'd be playing basketball. And my mom would come with the car, Salit, did you pray? I'm like, what the heck? Are
It's
you
like the
serious?
first
Yeah,
question.
yeah. Like she screamed, bro. She screamed outside the thing. Did you pray? Go home and pray right now. No, get in the car, bro. That's how it was. Like,
Oh
yeah, we
wow.
had to pray. Like there was no like.
Did they teach you how to pray?
Yeah, I went to Arabic school every Sunday. They put me like they put me everywhere. Like I had to go. I was in the mosques every Friday. We had to. My mom like we had this thing. There's this thing called Ashura. Like it happens every year for one of our prophets, and I had to go to it. Like, I had to sit there, and like while all the other kids were playing in the prayer room, I had to be right there next to my mom, listening to everything, and she would never let me go into the prayer room. I would want to go into and play with all the kids because the prayer room became a big playground for all the kids. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
they'd all
because
be,
you're all having to do it.
yeah, they'd all be over there. Like the parents would all be under the, talking to
Yeah.
the sheikh and stuff, and all the kids would be in the prayer room just running around laughing and shit. So I'd want to be in there so bad, you know what I mean? Because my friends would
That's
be in there.
nice.
Yeah,
Like that's a
no,
good community.
my mom would. Yeah, no way. My mom would. I'd have to sit right next to her, and just sit there and listen to the.
Oh, you didn't get to go in the playroom.
I didn't get to go to the playroom. Never,
Oh.
never. I'd have to sneak in there. Like I have to go to the bathroom. So I'd go to the bathroom.
And they'd
pretend
find you in the room.
Yeah, and then my mom would be waiting for me to come right back. You know what I mean? But I'd go and peek
No.
into the room. All the kids are just running around, laughing, sliding on the carpet, just like doing these slip and slides and shit. And I was just like, damn, like I just want, you know what I mean? But
It was serious.
yeah, it was serious. So we had to take it serious. And
So you got the question, did you pray? The question that people like my family would ask me if I came in the house or they came home was, did you eat?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
you
I
eat?
mean, I don't
Which
know.
is really caring.
Yeah,
Did you eat? Yeah. I'm sure a lot of families have that too. Yeah.
I get it. No, but for me, it's just like no, like how do you find your spirituality when
Inside, you know it. Well, what is that? What is spirituality?
well, it's your
It's different to everybody, you know?
I think your spirituality is your ability to connect to that outer realm, right? Like
Yeah.
so, like
So
if-
when I tell you what I'm telling you, I'm very connected to all the realms that I'm connected to. And that's how I understand it that way. Like because of my connection with myself and all these pieces of myself, parts of myself, then I can say, I mean, to preface it a little more, James, like I understand myself in different realms different from this planet. So I know that I'm from different star systems. I know I've been to other places than Earth. I can't tell you in detail what it's like.
yeah.
I feel like I've lived in different times. And so because of all that, I've looked back and seen myself as a killer. I've seen myself as a perpetrator. I have recalled memories of sentencing my dad in this life to death in another life where he was my friend. And then it all pieced together, James,
Yeah.
when I was like 22, my dad said to me, I wish you were never born. Like legit said that, like
Yeah.
yelled it at me.
Sorry.
We were fighting.
Yeah.
There was a lot of conflict in the family at the time. And that was painful. And so for several years, I had like worked on that pain, not just from that moment, but that kind of like peaked in
Yeah.
that moment, And then it was only in the last like 6 or 7 years, other painful things happened around him and his current wife, where she got really mad at me too. And it seemed like out of nowhere, I could kind of place this cultural component that she thought I was selfish for speaking my emotions when Chinese people traditionally,
Yeah, yeah.
like in the pain of Chinese culture, they don't speak about their emotions to their elders. And she goes, "You're so selfish." And then I was putting it together just by feeling the pain of both experiences through my dad and through his wife. And I felt like I'm such a victim to their pain. I'm such a victim to their criticism.
Yeah.
I feel so much shame because of my dad. And that's not untrue, but it is untrue because I was like, how have I created this victimhood? Why am I always the victim? Why am I always blaming other people for what I feel? maybe I'm too codependent or attached to what my dad or people say for me to feel okay. And I also, I'm really holding also the fact that developmentally as children, we need that mirroring, that support that tells us we are worthy, that we are just wanted here. But I think beyond the human experience as a soul or spirit coming in and creating an experience where I wanted to experience deep self-love. And so I created an experience where I'd have to learn that so I wouldn't forget it. And the way I did it was to experience what I perceived as a lack of love in my family system. So a lot of painful experiences in young life. Okay, I kind of tangented, but like all to draw back to my dad saying, "I wish you were never born." I was feeling into that pain, and when I feel into my body with the emotions and the sensations, for me, they've led me to other places. They've led me down the path of like, this is where this originated. And I got a vision of my dad in another life in times where...
when you say vision, I'm sorry, when you say vision, like you just had like a picture, like you're daydreaming and you had a picture of...
Well, picture an apple.
Yeah.
Everyone visualizes differently, or some people don't visualize. But when you picture an apple, I can kind of see it, but I don't literally see it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like right in front of me?
Yeah. I can see it in my
So
head.
it's kind of
when I
like
look at
that.
it. Yeah.
Sometimes it's like that, or sometimes it's a sense of something. Like if you recall a memory from yesterday, you can kind of like string together the scene, or you could maybe like sense what happened. That's how I received the information.
I get it.
So yeah, I had this
And that's the
download.
Okay.
Yeah, where during times where, you could blame someone for like their belief or their religion not being the mainstream one, and they could get killed. I did that to my dad.
Wow.
He was my friend in that life. And his wife in this life was another friend of his.
Do you know details of that life? Like country, state? Were you guys the same ethnicity? Were you guys like...
It feels like a sort of Puritan kind of experience. Like we're in a court. That's all. That's the only piece I have.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I blamed him. And to save my ass, to save myself, I blamed him. I don't know why I was saving, like what it was, but it was selfish. So his wife in this life saying, "You're so selfish," and my dad saying, "I wish you were never born." Once that piece came to me, I was like, oh, this is like a whole extension of our souls.
You ever do microdosing shrooms?
No, one time I just went full blast.
Oh, yeah?
Did a full dose, and that was enough for my lifetime. But it was really powerful.
Was it?
Yeah.